Hello, hello, and welcome back to A Better World with Adrienne. I am your host, Adrienne Schroeder. I am a life magician, and the tools that I paint with to make magic with life range from astrology, breathwork, skill mastery in the 3D plane, high performance coaching, shamanism. I have so many different portals that I make magic with life through. And the whole point of this podcast is an unrestricted vocal channel for you to receive special codes for healing, for up-leveling, for learning, for growing as a mystic and as a new earth leader. And if you're a new earth leader, you're automatically a mystic. And many of the leaders in my community, when I think about the golden thread of desire that all of you have through your heart, it's this desire for connection and for mastery, like truly mastering, bringing your vision to life in the 3D plane and the fulfillment that will come from that. And I'm so grateful every time I get to pick up the mic, every time I get to pour into the sacred space. And I've really been having fun with the video portion of this as well. So welcome back. Today's episode is all about Gemini energy and breathwork. And I wanted to make this podcast now because it's Gemini season at the time of this recording. This recording is going to drop on May 31st, 2023. And these are very specific codes that I channeled through astrology, and I use them to leverage the ways that I specifically heal my life, the way that I specifically manifest in my life through breath aligned with the stars, both during the season of Gemini and through the portals of Gemini magic in my chart. And so today I really want to share with you, why Gemini season is basically like the Christmas of breathwork. It's deeply, deeply potent. It's deeply, deeply powerful. And so today is very much like a training. So grab your journal, grab your pen. Like, this episode is for you if you want to learn more about astrology, if you want to learn more about breathwork, and you want to experience how I fuse them together, because that's something very unique about what I do in my business. In the way I pour my medicine is I fuse together all these different modalities through, my method of magic, of being a life magician. So I'm so excited for this. On the altar for today's episode, I have a blue lapis for the throat chakra. I have my rose quartz crystal. I have the Magician tarot card. It's my card. And I have a ton of water. I'm getting a lot for the collective that we need a lot more water right now. So take a big drink of water and let's dive into today's episode. So if you're new to this space, welcome back. Or if you're new to this space, welcome, welcome, welcome. And if you are ride or die, welcome back. So I do love connecting with your energy at the beginning of each episode. So let's take 3 deep breaths together. Let anything from your day float off your shoulders. Feel your feet on Mother Earth. Inhale through your nose. Hold it at the top, being open to the transmission today. Exhale out the mouth. One more like that. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. One more. Inhale through the nose. This time, opening your ears for the messages that your soul wants to speak to you through my words, through this channel, for what Spirit has for you today, through my words, through this channel. Hold it at the top. Feel the divine white light cover your whole body. Exhale out the mouth. All right, my loves, let's dive in to this. I don't have the title for this episode yet. Typical Adrian. But it's all about this synergy between Gemini energy and breath work. And so I'm not just talking about any breath work. I'm talking about my specific modality of breath work that's called the reset breath. This is not yoga breathing. This is not box breathing. This is not Wim Hof. This is a breathwork journey that is a deep, potent reset of your nervous system. So you lay down for this breathwork and I take you on a journey. Like many people compare this kind of breathwork. It's an offshoot of holotropic breathwork, which was developed in the 60s when psychedelics got scheduled and people still wanted to reach altered states of consciousness. And they actually ended up accessing a highway in the body that is designed for your body to heal itself. It goes from the stomach area and it pumps your life force all the way up through your heart, up to your brain. It opens the part of your brain that is the subconscious mind that controls 95% of your decisions. And so when we open that and we release it and we heal it and we allow yourself to let go and feel safe. Breathwork is all about releasing and feeling safe and coming home to the truth of you, the truth of your soul, because the subconscious is very much connected to the fight or flight, like only wants to keep you safe. So something that I experienced in my journey was, I had a subconscious program that money was unsafe. So I would repel money all the time. And it wasn't until deep nervous system healing through the breath that I, released all of those old stories. They were lived experience of mine. It was stuff passed down through my bloodline. It was from previous lives, like all of these things. So this is the breathwork that I'm talking about. And if you have yet to experience my breathwork episode, it's called Channeling a Better World Through Breathwork and the Nervous System. And yeah, so today we're talking about the intersection of breathwork and astrology, specifically with Gemini energy and breathwork. And so Gemini season is the most powerful time of the whole entire year to do breathwork. And there's a very common theme with Gemini and breathwork. I have tons of clients. Most of my clients have major Gemini placements. They're either a Gemini rising, Gemini sun, or Gemini moon, or they just have like a Gemini north node. Like I've had a lot of Chiron, Gemini, people with Chiron and Gemini. And if you feel like I'm talking gibberish, know that astrology is a different language. Let it land on you the way it's meant to today. I also have another few episodes where I really dive into just like astrology 101. And you can also book a reading with me, of course, through the link in the show notes. So I really want to talk about Gemini energy and why breathwork and Gemini energy is a power portal to your greatness, to your evolution, to your healing, to your potential, to your inner peace, to your mastery in this lifetime. So something that I do, one of my frameworks that I build my body of work on and that I teach through is learn, love, leverage. So we learn about ourselves through deep study, through we study the stars, we study our natal chart, we study our human design, we study ourselves through meditation, through yoga, through shamanism, all of these things. And then we love what we learn. The good, the bad, and the ugly, y'all. And a really big way we do that is through the breath, is like an active, living, breathing prayer of love and motion for you through your body and your life force energy. That's breath work. And then leverage. We leverage these two together. So when you realize that Gemini is a breathwork power portal, then not only is Gemini season the most powerful time of the whole year to do breath work, because you're literally lining up with Gemini, which I'm going to get into why. You have very specific portals in your natal chart that you can leverage for specifically places that you can level up with the breath. So like for me, where Gemini is in my chart is my second house, which is the house of money and income. What is one of the major things I have healed in my life through breath work? Money. Also, how do I make money? I share the breath with my clients, okay? So it's all, astrology is all about like you're learning it's like a scavenger hunt. It's like a puzzle. It's like a game. You're like learning the different aspects of everything, and then you piece it together and it tells a story. And you're like, oh, if I put this here and then here and then here and then here. And so that's what I did with breath work, because breath work was changing my life on its own. And then when I went deep into my astrology study, I started using it and leveraging it for my own manifestation, for my own healing and my own life, and really, striking when the iron is hot in the zodiac through my breath. And so that's what we're going to be learning about today in this podcast is, okay, Gemini season, why it's a breathwork power portal, and where to look in your chart for specific places that are places in your life where breathwork can be especially life-changing, especially life-changing for you, because that's what your soul chose. So this is why many of my clients have major Gemini placements, because they are meant to transform their lives through breath. And here's why. So Gemini energy. Gemini, I believe, is one of the most misunderstood signs in the whole entire zodiac. So shout out to all my Gemini friends. I love the shit out of you. You're so underappreciated. People hate on Gemini energy because they're deeply uncomfortable with it. So first, every single energy has a shadow, has an unhealed expression. And a lot of people equate Gemini with being two-faced, with, talking out two sides of your mouth, right? And this really, first of all, your girls dated a lot of fucking Geminis, okay? I have actually dated two Geminis that had the same exact birthday and the same first name. I'm like, yo, we're done. We're done with this. But yeah, there's low and high vibration of every single energy. And so are there people with, and we all have every single energy of the zodiac within us. So while Geminis may be, or people with heavy Gemini placements may be very prone to being two-faced, that doesn't mean they all are. And by the way, anybody on the whole planet could be two-faced. So I just wanted to speak into that. Gemini, in its highest expression, it's the twins. It's holding duality. It's holding two truths at once. So the reason why people hate on Gemini is because this is one of the most challenging things about being human. Most people cannot hold two or more truths at once. Most people cannot do it. It's deeply, deeply challenging. And I'm going to raise my hand and say, yes, it's deeply challenging for me too. It's wildly uncomfortable sometimes. Like, I really thrive when I can be binary about things. And, that's my Virgo stellium. That's my Taurus rising. Like, that's my Capricorn North Node and Capricorn stellium. I have a lot of Earth in my chart, and then almost my whole chart, besides my Virgo and Cap, is fixed energy. So I thrive with binary stuff. It's been my greatest lesson and continues to be this idea of holding both at the same time. So, like, one prime example that I want to give is the vaccines with COVID. And this is just an example of stuff that I could talk about on my podcast that I cannot fucking say on social media, because I would get shadow banned in an instant. And so this is just another one of my reasons why I love the podcast. Not only is it a deep dive that you can experience without a screen, we can talk about shit that actually matters, that are like real life challenges and examples for all of us. So duality, right? Holding both. The vaccine was, a lot of people took to, do I believe in freedom? Yes. Do I believe in science and the vaccine? Yes. And both exist at the same time. And like, it's deeply uncomfortable and challenging. So this is why people hate on Gemini energy, because it challenges everyone. It challenges everyone. So Gemini is very curious, very playful. It's all about learning. It's all about data. Gemini is the archetype of the twins, and it rules things in the body that come in. It rules the hands and it rules the lungs. It rules the lungs and the nervous system. This is why Gemini season is the most powerful time of the whole year for breathwork. And this is why these Gemini placements in your chart are portals where you specifically can heal and change your life through the breath, because Gemini rules the lungs. And so this is what I mean by leveraging your divinity and leveraging your knowledge and leveraging your healing. You can take this information and run with it, and then strike while the iron's hot in the Zodiac season, and then also in your life every damn day. It fucking rocks. So Gemini it rules the mind. It's mutable air. And so mutable, there's the modes of the elements. There's cardinal, there's fixed, and there's mutable. And cardinal's here to start shit. Cardinal's like, okay, I'll go first, I'll do it. Fixed is here to sustain. It's like, okay, boom, you started it, I'm sustaining it, and we're building the shit to last, like one day at a time, brick by brick. And then mutable energy is like, okay, we built the thing, now it's time to transform. Now it's time to elevate. Now it's time to transmute. And so Gemini is mutable air, so transformation through the breath, and it rules the mind. So it's a beautiful time where you can rewrite your beliefs, rewrite the scripts, rewrite the things you've been thinking for so many years that has been holding you back, that's ruling your subconscious mind, low key, blocking you from your destiny. And how do we access this? The almighty breath. And not just any breath, the reset breath. Yoga breath isn't going to touch your nervous system like a breathwork journey. It's cool. It's like a gateway to what's possible. However, you're not going to go deep into your bloodline healing by doing Ujjayi. This is about a deep, potent reset of the subconscious mind and the nervous system through the breath. And it's way more powerful during Gemini season, like incredibly more powerful during Gemini season. Because what happens during Gemini season, during any season, is the sun is shining a light on that part of the zodiac. So basically, if you think about it, that part of life for everyone has a big old flashlight on it. Like, hey, look over here. Spirit's like, hey guys, I'm just like blasting some extra energy right here. Like, this is what I'm focused on helping you with right now. That's what it is. And so wouldn't we be crazy to know that and not utilize it, not leverage it, not align with it? So one of my taglines of my work and my creations is I align with the divine and shine what's uniquely mine. And so if we ignore spirit, so that I really believe that I believe in the Maya Angelou quote, when we know better, we do better, right? So when we learn things about astrology, it's our responsibility to act in alignment with that knowing. So when we know that the whole fucking universe is being lit up in the realm of breath work, leverage that shit. And I really believe it's deeply disrespectful to not leverage it. So, and not honor it. It's almost like it's like God's handing this like silver platter of blessings and opportunities, and you like look at it and walk away. You're like, oh, cool, it's time for breath work. Nah. And then you walk away. And it's like, ooh, there's massive healing on the table. There's massive up levels on the table. You could rewrite your whole subconscious, rewrite the scripts you've been running in your life. So yeah, it's a deeply, deeply powerful time for breath work. And I've actually just restarted my daily breathwork journeys. I did a whole year of breathwork journeys and it changed my entire life. It changed my entire life. And I actually I felt the call to do that again. So I was still doing, I would say probably 5 days a week, but I received the call like, hey, let's do every day again. It's Gemini season. Like, let's fucking go. So that's what I'm doing currently. And it's changing my life again. And, some days I don't feel like doing it. And that's when my holy habits come in. That's when my 3D moves come in. That's when my divine discipline, my divine design comes in. And if you don't know this about me, these are all modules and breathwork journeys that are a part of my signature Breathwork and Astrology program for leaders, 3D moves. And shameless plug, we are expanding in summer 2023. So if you want to come join us for 3 new live modules, 3 new live breathwork journeys in summer 2023, go to the link in my show notes and join 3D moves. And guess what? As a podcast listener, you receive a discount code. So don't forget the discount code. I believe it's either 15 or 20% off, which is bananas. I love offering that to y'all. So we've talked about Gemini energy. We've talked about breath work. We've talked about Gemini season. Now let's get into the nitty gritty of 3 places you can look in your unique natal chart that are your specific breathwork power portals, because they're associated with Gemini energy. So I've identified, I believe 5 to 8 breathwork power placements. And this is something that I really, really utilize with my one-on-one clients is like, okay, getting to know where they specifically can quantum leap on purpose through the breath. So that's another thing, like during breath work, quantum leaps are available to those that breathe. That's it, man. Quantum leaps are available to those that breathe. So, yeah, I'm super jam pumped, excited. I'm obsessed with astrology and breath work, and you know what I've created through it, the results that I've created, the way I feel day to day, the way my clients get to feel, the way we're all manifesting visions because of it. Like, wow. I was chosen to bring this through, and I say yes every day. So here are the 3 breathwork power placements for Gemini for you. Okay, so where's Gemini in your chart? So this is going to be associated with the house. So for me, Gemini is my 2nd house of money and income and work. Okay, and so we already talked about, like, it's uncanny. First, Gemini healed me and my money specifically. And then, of course, I started making money by facilitating breathwork when I became a breathwork facilitator. And then guess what else? Gemini rules the hands, right? I teach piano as well, the kids, mindful music. So I make money with my hands, right? So do you see, like, none of this all just happened because I'm guided by spirit. And then when I look at my chart, it's just so validating. And then I can look at my chart and then, like, put a little turbo boost into it on purpose once I know it and understand it. And when I say understand, I mean understand as the person I am today. Like, I don't think I will ever understand all of astrology because there's always more to learn. There's always more to learn. I was just looking at something one of my main teachers is offering, and I was like, holy shit, there's so much I don't know. And how exciting is that? So look where Gemini is in your chart. So it'll be like one of the houses. It'll be one of the houses. And then look where Mercury is in your chart. So Mercury is, everybody talks about Mercury all the time because they're freaking out about Mercury retrograde. So Mercury's the planet of communication. It's the wordsmith. It rules technology. It rules data. It rules communication. So again, this is associated to the lungs. So look for where your Mercury is in your natal chart. So my Mercury is in Virgo in the 4th house. It depends on if I'm using Placidus or equal sign, and you don't need to know what that means. If you're an astrologer, those are just different house systems that are used. I've been playing with equal house system lately because I had a reading with my teacher, Aisha, shout out to Oath Oracle. And she used equal sign. It really resonated with my soul. So I'm exploring it now. But I have my Mercury in Virgo in the 4th house, and I'm looking over because my chart's over there. So that really is like, so Virgo rules daily routines, rituals, and habits, right? And so what's my signature program called? 3D moves. 3D moves, y'all. And is it breath work? Hell to the yeah. And it's the 4th house of home, family, safety, the divine feminine. Okay. It's grounded. It's ruled by Cancer. It's safety, right? And so it's very, very aligned, but they're like, I can heal my daily, like, it's very powerful for me in my daily health, my daily wellness, my rituals, routines, and habits is very powerful for me in feeling at home, in creating a home, in healing my divine feminine energy, all of that. Do you see how I'm putting it together? And then the 3rd place you can look for where Gemini is a power portal in your chart is your 3rd house. So Gemini rules the 3rd house because the 1st house is Aries, 2nd house is Taurus, Gemini is the 3rd house, which is the house of social media. It's the house of communication. It's all the same themes and everything as Gemini itself. So my third house is Cancer and Leo, and my Chiron is also there. And so Chiron, I mentioned earlier in this episode, it's the wounded healer archetype. And this represents either an early childhood or past life wound that you came here to heal, and it actually holds the keys to your most potent medicine. So mine is in the third house in Leo. So Leo's all about shining your light, being seen. It's the leader, it's the performer, it's the artist, it's the inner child. It's literally joy and fun itself. Okay. So that's in the third house for me. So I've experienced deep healing of my Chiron in breath work. Because what is Chiron in the third house? It's the third house can be, it's like gossip, people talking about you. So I've had past lives where I was, talked about and given into the patriarchy and burned at the stake because my community turned their back on me. And I've also had people in this lifetime talk about me. Like, so Leo's all about like being seen and speaking your truth and authenticity. So I've had many situations where people gossip about me when I speak my truth. And so this has been a deep healing portal for me. And it also contains my potent medicine, because when I speak my truth, it automatically gives you permission to speak your truth. When I'm authentic, you have permission to be authentic for you. So I'm a living, breathing permission slip. So I'm getting a little into the weeds, but these are the three places in your chart to look that you can leverage specifically to heal through breath work. Okay. So Gemini, look for where Gemini is in your chart. Look for where Mercury is. And then also for your third house. These are very specific places that your soul chose for you to be able to heal and quantum leap through breath work. Now, can breath work change your fucking life no matter what? Yeah, because when you access your subconscious mind and your nervous system, like, I'm going to make a bold statement. I guarantee results with breath work. And now this, I put it with a caveat. I guarantee results with consistent breath work, with devoted breath work. If you do breath work once, you'll see what's possible. You'll have a little window, but it's not until you do it consistently that you're like, holy fucking shit. Because what happens? You unlock the 95% of your potential. Because most of us, unless we're consciously, actively tending to that 95% almost daily, we are operating with only 5% of our power, the mind. So this is why Gemini is a power portal for breath work. Gemini is a power portal. So I think this episode is going to be the Gemini Breathwork Power Portal. Yeah. Or something. So I'll think of it. It'll be correct. So yeah, that is this transmission today. I hope this served you. I hope you learned something. And if you want to go deeper into this work, book my signature session. It's called Big 3 Breathwork. And so this is my unique combination of breathwork and an astrology reading. So it's a 90-minute session. You and I sit down together. I read your chart, and then we do a custom breathwork journey together. And so this, like, if you want to integrate and have support in this moving forward, then like for sure, book this session. Like, I see this change lives again and again and again and again and again. So if you want to dive deeper into this and actually experience the fusion of breathwork and astrology and do it with Gemini during Gemini season, I do have spaces open during Gemini season for one-on-one sessions. So go to the link in the show notes and book a session if this is you. This is also something I do with my one-on-one mentorship clients. So basically, my clients do those sessions like regularly with me for months. And yeah, it's epic. So if you're interested in more of a deep dive, a longer deep dive, apply through the link in the show notes or DM me on Instagram and let's connect about it. I'm welcoming 3 one-on-one VIP platinum clients. So that's really like, I'm calling y'all in. I'm calling in my soul aligned leaders that are ready to go all in on their vision and do it in a whole new way of mastery, of mysticism, of magic, through breath, through astrology, through learning shamanism, through high performance coaching, all of the things. And then I will be doing a breathwork masterclass in Gemini season. So I have yet to fully decide when it's going to be. I had an idea about doing a challenge. However, I'm not sure if that's going to take part. So what I will say is I am going to be doing a new moon in Gemini breathwork masterclass because there's no fucking way I'm not doing a breathwork masterclass during Gemini season. It's too powerful. It's disrespectful to God. And it's disrespectful to you because you get to experience this work. So I will have that link in the show notes to sign up. This will be a one-off masterclass. It's going to be for the new moon in Gemini, and there may or may not be a challenge attached to it. However, I know I'm going to do the new moon session because, breathwork during Gemini season is powerful enough on its own. Do it on a new moon in Gemini, and the seeds you plant with your breath into your body to manifest during that day. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. That shit's about to be lit. All right. All right, beautiful souls. I hope this served you. I hope you learned something. If this episode resonated with you, let me know. Tag me in your Instagram stories, DM me, like, what was your biggest takeaway? I love hearing from you. And yeah, don't forget how amazing you are. Go out there and leverage your divinity because you are a child of the stars. And no matter what the Matrix says, no matter what kind of bullshit they're blaring on the news, you are a child of the stars. You are God's source in human form. You can create, you can manifest, you can build mastery in the skills in the 3D realm to make your vision real. You can love yourself with abandon. You can be as big as you really are. You can slow down. You can feel safe in your body because you chose it through the breath. Feels so good to pour into this podcast. I can't even tell you. It's like one of my favorite things I do with you. All right, go out there, be an amazing you because you're the only one and we need you. Smile at a stranger. Do an unexpected surprise of generosity to someone. And be the light. I love you so much. And I will see you next time on A Better World with Adrienne.